Everybody. Hello, hello.
Mhm.
Lots of familiar faces, hopefully some new ones. Hey, June. Hey, Robin. Hey, Charlotte. I see everybody. Hey, Faye. We got our regular hangers here, which we love. And we'll be seeing Robin next in December. I know I was missed the last one and she will not be here for this one, but I'm a little nervous because as I told Christina, who is our co-host today, Robin always makes me look smart by jumping in when I lose words. So that is now Christina's job is to make me
Happy to take that role for today, but I know we'll miss Robin.
Yes, we always. So I'm going to start today. I'm going to talk about something that I think most of you know because the word is out. But David and I, who have been owners of Virginia Harp Center and Atlanta Harp Center for 30 years, sold the store. We thought it was a process that was going to take years. We were very adamant about keeping employees and keeping the store status quo. And we thought, who would want to buy three harp stores? Which I actually said to Christina Finch once on a Zoom call. We were talking about social media, and I said, just give you a heads up, we're going to be selling the store. It'd probably take a couple years. And then I said, unless you know someone who wants to buy three harp stores. And I laughed and I looked at her and she was not laughing. She, are you serious? And I said, are you? And here we are. She and her husband, Donnell. Yes, I know we're very excited. Just a little history. We started in Richmond with our first store 30 years ago, kind of as a branch from David's shop, and it just blossomed into the Virginia Harp Center, expanded to New Jersey in 2002. And thanks to Rhett Barnwell being a real nudge, we opened the Atlanta Harp Center in 2007. And over the years, we have been so fortunate to have so many amazing people in our lives. Kim is one of them. Kim Robertson, a good friend of ours now, lots of really wonderful friends. But we've also had amazing employees and managers. And I know many of you are familiar with them. Amy in Virginia is an icon. Megan in New Jersey would not be where we are without her. And of course, Katie, who is on the call in Atlanta. So we are so excited to pass the torch to Christina, one of the most creative and hardworking harpists in the business. I know some of you know her from Hangin with the Harp. She is an alum of Hangin with the Harp for sure. And she and her husband Donnell plan to continue with all our employees, and more important, or most very importantly, I should say, maintain our vision, because we always wanted to be more than a retail store for harpists. We were really focused on creating a community for all harpists. So I just want to say welcome to Christina. It's taking us a little while to get used to.
Me too, don't worry.
I can no longer just pick up a piece of music and take it home. I have to pay for it now when I'm in the store. But Christina, how's it going so far?
Things are going really well. I've been to all three of the locations. I'm also a working musician, so those of you that study with me know this very well. I've been kind of all over the place the last couple months, or the last month. It's been a little over a month since we took ownership. It's been a wonderful journey. We've had so much fun getting to spend time in stores with the incredible employees. Megan, Amy, and Katie have been so incredibly helpful throughout this entire transition. And of course, David and MJ have been there every step of the way to make it possible for Danelle and I to make this happen. So it's been a wonderful experience so far. And like MJ was saying, one of the things that we are so excited about carrying over is this idea of community. And part of that is this Atlanta Harp Center Festival that we've got coming up in March. And we are so excited to share with you all. We've not publicly announced who our featured artists are, and those of you that are here today get the sneak peek, the sneak preview at who our featured artists are going to be for this festival. So If you've never had the opportunity to come to one of these festivals, be it the Virginia Harp Center Festival or the Atlanta Harp Center Festival, I cannot stress to you enough how much fun they are and how wonderful an experience it is to get to just be around other harpists, people who do what we do and care about what we care about. It's really an incredible experience. So our four featured artists for this year are going to be Dr. Jamie Hafner from the University of North Texas. They inherited the harp library, the harp archives from BYU. She's going to have lots of really interesting things to talk about. She's going to play a full program of music by Henriette Renier. Parker Ramsey is our Kamak artist. He's coming in town and playing an incredible piece by Nico Muhly. And then we've got Sunita Stanislow, who we all know and love, incredible Celtic harp player and musician. And then finally, Lizzie Steiner, who was just on Hanging with the Harp last month, 2 months ago, last month, 2 months ago. So actually, all of these people are Hanging with the Harp alumni. You've all had the opportunity to hear their voices, see their faces. Most of these recordings are available in our archives on YouTube. And right now, it's a perfect time to go on AtlantaHarpCenterFestival.com and get your early bird ticket because the holiday season's here. So, get yourself a gift, get your favorite harpist a gift by registering for this incredible festival. So, yeah, it's been an incredible journey so far, and I can't wait to continue building on what David and MJ have built in their careers. We feel so honored to be carrying on this incredible community and the torch that they have carried for so long. So yeah, thank you, MJ.
You're welcome. We're very excited too. I want to mention too, because I was talking to a student of mine who is out of town and she was saying, oh, I don't know, it's in Atlanta. It is so easy to fly into that airport, get on MARTA and get to Decatur and walk 5 minutes. It's just very easy to get to this festival. So keep that in mind. And Decatur is a lovely town. I know when we used to do beginning in the middle, people would complain because they'd be, oh, I didn't get to see Williamsburg. So I'm giving you a heads up. You might want to spend an extra day in Decatur. It's just a really charming little town. So I know it's going to be a great festival. I'm looking forward to going as a participant. That will be very different and unique for me. And before we introduce our wonderful guest today, who actually needs no introduction, Katie's going to say a few words. I don't know if you are familiar with the Black Friday sale that only Atlanta does. I do want to mention too that many of you get this information for Hanging with the Harp via VH Virginia Harp Center. Please make sure and just get in touch with Katie. You're on their list because this Black Friday runs through their email. So Katie, you want to say a few words?
Yes, of course. So we are going to be having our annual Black Friday sale next week. Next week is Thanksgiving, which means next week is Black Friday. If you've participated in our Black Friday sale before, this year is going to be a little bit different. It is an online sale, as it has always been, but we are extending it. It's going to be a week-long sale starting on Monday, November 24th, going through Saturday, the 29th. The way that it's going to work is we will have a coupon code that is released every morning on our social medias, Facebook and Instagram. So that is the fastest way that you will be able to see what is available on the sale. To subscribe to the Atlanta Harp Center Facebook or Instagram. And then on Friday morning, on actual Black Friday, we will be sending out an email with all of the coupon codes for anyone who either doesn't want to see every day or follow every day or subscribe to the Facebook or Instagram. You will get an opportunity to see all of the coupon codes at once on Friday if you are subscribed to our email list. So if you're not getting the Atlanta Harp Center emails, give us an email, info@atlantaharpcenter.com, and I can get you on that email list to receive them. So that's next week, Monday through Saturday. Coupon codes released every day, email going out on Friday.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our special guest today. I know that there are a few of you that are close to my age, and when I got out of college, there were basically two references for, this is how long ago it was, for Christmas music. There was Sylvia, and then there was Salcedo, and there was very little in between. So You know, there was just a lot to work out. There's many more arrangements out there now, but many of us go in and it's like there's only so much you can work before Christmas, right? This month before when you're getting everything ready. And it's nice to have these little tricks so you can take these, you know, versions that are a little bit more playable and add some sparkle to them. So that is what Kim is going to do today. I'm going to point out what a trooper Miss Kim Robertson is. You'll notice she has a little bit of the Rudolph look. Her nose is slightly red, and that's because she's been without heat for 4 days and she lives in Wisconsin. So they actually told her they could come today. And she said, if you can't be done in time for my program, I can't have heat. So she actually put it off for a day. So Kim, we really appreciate you being here and hope your fingers can move enough to get us through.
Thank you. Yeah, it's I got the space heater up to 63 and then I blew a fuse. So anyway, that's why I'm bundled up. But it's at least I look like a Christmas carol, all right? Is my nose really red? It is, isn't it? Oh my God. It's not what you think. So are we set to go? Okay, you don't do the trivia thingy. I haven't done this in a while. I did want to say shameless commerce for.
Right. I did forget trivia. There was just
Okay.
so much to talk about today.
Good
So
thing. Good thing I remembered. Yeah. Do you want to do it?
for remembering our trivia. Here's the trivia question, and the first person who gets it in the chat gets a mug, a Hangin with the Harp mug, and a tote bag. And the question is, in the movie A Christmas Story, which I used to watch every year, Ralphie and his brother wake up to a snow-filled wonderland on Christmas morning. What famous interlude is used to create the magic of that scene? Say it one more time. In the movie A Christmas Story, Ralphie and his brother wake up to a snow-filled wonderland on Christmas morning. What famous interlude is used to create the magic of that scene? Thank you, Kim, and passing it back to you.
Okay, I just wanted to get a pillow because this chair is cold. I have to look pathetic, don't I? Okay, hi everybody. Happy almost holidays. So the idea of this class is well, I didn't choose the title for it. MJ did, but it's really exactly what I do for myself. I try to simplify and sparkle up my carols because I forget to practice them before the holidays come around. And that's the thing. A lot of us, we leave it last minute. Remember when you were kids and it just seemed like time dragged up until the holidays. And now that I'm an adult, it's like, what happened to Halloween? Like, I mean, it just seems like everything went by in a blink. And I don't know about you, but time is kind of accelerated now. And if any of you do have holiday gigs, I think most of us have like a good 30 minutes of polished repertoire we have ready every year for our half hour of prelude music for holiday service and that kind of thing. But then you get called for those 3-hour cocktail parties and even worse, things where you didn't expect to play so long. And so this is kind of what I'm addressing today is how to expand your arrangements, make them longer, make them more interesting, and most of all, make them more fun. Because if you haven't heard me say this 20 times, I used to work in an Irish restaurant. I played 6 nights a week, 4 hours a night, and to let that register for a second, 4 hours a night, 6 days a week, and no days off. I wasn't allowed to have days off because he was Irish. They, work ethic, and even sick leave. I'd never even got sick leave. If I was sick, I just had to play anyway. And so it taught me a couple of things, obviously, to be professional, not to show it if I wasn't feeling well. And also, 4 hours is really too long to be playing out of a fake book. I don't know, I would start to get, this is after I played there for a couple of years. And so that it was almost like forced my hand to start being more inventive with my arranging. And I'm not sure at what point, if it was a couple months or a year or whatever, but I just put down my music and I started playing by ear. And so the things I'll be showing you today are from lead sheets. Those of you who do play arrangements I guess there's 2 kinds of harp players, the paper train and the ones like me who aren't housebroken, because I really don't like using music. I'd rather play by ear. And if you've never tried it, you'll find it's a lot more fun. And then if you haven't, if you kind of attached to your paper, that's okay too. You can still use some of these elements and just to make it longer, or to try some, what do you call it, like different elements, different. So I'm going to be talking about interludes and introductions, vamps you can play in between, maybe some medleys, and also what they call mashups, where you take a little bit of a piece from a different genre, something unexpected or something that you just feel like playing. So that's what I'll be showing you today. I'm going to talk really fast. Can you all understand my Wisconsin accent? Okay. And I'm also really cold, and so I have a cup of tea here just to keep my hands warm. I just didn't want to blow a fuse when if the Zoom and all that stuff going on. I have a very old house, if you haven't figured that out. So I was thinking back, one of my, like, why is this important? And I was thinking about a gig I had a couple of years ago. It was at one of these it was kind of a fancy retirement community, pretty new one actually, and I don't think they're very organized. Had a big Christmas dinner planned, and I was supposed to play for the dinner. And on the way there, half my, I don't know how it happened, but when I pulled in the parking lot, half my rear bumper was hanging off the car, just an old car too. And so I went into this gig kind of traumatized, and I get there, nobody's there, and they got the time wrong. The dinner was delayed, and so I had time to find some tape and try to get somehow this bumper attached so I could drive home in the dark, because it was a 3-hour gig. And but then it still wasn't happening. All the guests started milling, all the what do you call them, residents. And so I was sitting in the dining room by myself, so I moved into the lobby where there was a fireplace, and I just started playing carols, and people started joining me and started singing. So it turned into this impromptu carol session. It wasn't background music. Suddenly, I was the entertainer, and they were doing carols I didn't even know, and they knew all the verses. And anyway, it turned out to be one of the most fun gigs I've ever had, despite the trauma of the bumper falling off. What was my point? Oh, my point was I was not expecting that, and because I could play by ear, I mean, if I had a music stand and all that stuff, it might have been awkward, but maybe not. Maybe people would have just sang anyway. But I'm feeling like at the holidays we should be ready for anything, and if you sense whatever kind of gig you're doing that the audience wants to sing along, encourage that. So this is also can be like emergency spare tires too, that you can use this kind of thing, of course, in any arrangements, but for holiday time, I think people really want to hear something familiar. My mother used to say, I only like songs that I know, which, it's quite a statement, but she's right. People do like pieces they recognize, and if they don't know it, they want it to sound familiar. They don't want to hear some Gregorian chant that I found in the basement archives of the music department. They want to hear something they recognize. So that's step one. Make sure you're playing things that are going to please people at the holiday. And step two, make sure you like what you're playing. A lot of people, we say sometimes about Irish music, gag me with the shamrock, because you get tired of that whole kind of Irish cliche kind of pieces people expect. But then there's also gag me with a candy cane. You don't want it to be too cliche. You want it to have, you want it to be beautiful. Is that too much to ask? No, I think you want it to be either jolly or festive or beautiful. So let's try a few things that I don't see a lot of people with harps. Some of you do have them, but so I'm going to talk first about, I guess you call them medleys, where you actually can combine tunes. Now, I'm a Celtic musician, that's what I do. And one of my favorite things to do is combine them with carols. And you can do it two ways. You can start with the Celtic tune and go into the carol, or you can play the carol first and go into the Celtic tune. So the example here is Merrily Kiss the Quaker. It's actually a 3-part jig, but I only included 2 parts just so you'd have something to try when you get home, or when you get home, you are home, when you're at your harp. So it's can you hear that? So I usually start just with a drone with the jig. One of the secrets of Celtic music, you can just play drones a lot, and it also sounds really great with the Christmas carol. And then I'm going to switch into the Christmas carol, which is what carol is that?
Emma, I'm just going to interrupt for just a second.
Of course.
For those of you who didn't get the PDF in
Oh, yes, there.
Constant Contact, Katie will be posting it. The PDF that Kim is working from today will be in the chat. Sorry.
Yeah, and if you want to stop and get it now. So the carol is the Sussex carol. You know that one? So I don't know it very well, but I don't really play this medley. This was just an example I thought of for you. But so the question is, how do you combine them? So you decide. In this case, it's written with the jig first. And then should you just bash into the carol, or do you want to set it up? Or do you want to put an interlude in? So these are all choices you can make. And I'm just playing from a lead sheet. This is not a written arrangement. So this is a way you could kill time in a 3-hour gig. And it's fun too. So you find stuff that you like, and you know, I know we're not supposed to play carols all year round, but I do. I actually do, even just as a little excerpt sometimes. If I'm at Irish Festival, I might put a little carol in, especially if there's kids there, if there's children there, I might put a little snippet of Jingle Bells in the middle of the sailor's hornpipe, just to get a little smile out of them, you know. So I'll show you, I'll try to bash through this and show you how I might do it. I guess I'll start with the jig since it's how it's written. And again, remember there's a second part to it. I'm going to skip to the third part of the jig. Yeah, I'll play the second part. So forth. So that was just, you know, I probably would do the jig a few more times and do the carol a few more times. Or you could set up an interlude in between. You could like play harmonics. And then maybe end with the jig with the harmonics. So that there's a relationship between them. Can you hear when I'm playing and talking at the same time? It's okay. All right, so that's the idea. I'm scrambling 2 tunes together, and this is another issue with the carols. They're simple tunes, aren't they? The holiday tunes. I mean, unless you're playing arranged, you know, pop standards, the you know, American songbook kind of stuff, which I don't. I don't play White Christmas and all that stuff because I'm playing a Celtic harp, and I don't want to be bothered learning all the lever changes. And this is why you can make the arrangements more substantial. They don't just sound like little tiny carols, and you can make them last longer as well. I mean, in that case, I might have also gone into, what's another, and this is what you have to start thinking, key signatures and time signatures. What's another nice carol in 3/4 time? It goes with jigs. Oh yeah, this one. This one I do with, and the other nice thing about the Celtic stuff, it's built-in modulation. They're not always in one key, the different parts. Did you notice that jig went to E minor from G? So it created a modulation, a key modulation, which made a nice comeback to the whatever carol you want in G. So here's another jig. It's another 3-part jig. I like 3-part jigs. Did you notice how I had to play the second part? If any of you play Celtic music, you know, it just feels wrong if you skip the second part. So that's what I was doing there. So this is the 3rd part of Blarney Pilgrim. I think that's it. I'm sorry, I can't remember these pieces anymore. Here it is. sounds like a match made in heaven, right? I mean, it's the way to take that. I Saw Three Ships is, there's not even a B part, is there? It's just the beautiful. But people love that song, and so if you mix it up with these three, 4 time jigs, it sounds kind of cool, or at least it's more fun. This is my goal in life: is to make sure that I'm amused when I'm playing something for other people. They can feel it. If you don't like what you're playing, they can feel it. Especially kids, they're a great radar for, I call it bogometer. They can tell if you're being bogus, if you're not being authentic, you know. Okay, so next up, any questions on that whole idea? It's kind of I'm just throwing it at you. I'll give you some more examples after that.
So in the chat, Sherry is asking, do the combined tunes need to have the same time signature?
No, actually not. It's easier, of course. I mean, especially if the carol is as short as something like I Saw Three Ships. But no, it's kind of cool not to make an actual metric modulation as well as a key modulation. Do I have an example of that? I'll try to think of an example of that before we're through today. Absolutely not. You know, really, anything goes. I think of it also like paper dolls. You know, did you have those when you were a kid? I don't know if they have them anymore. So sad. All my great nieces and nephews have iPads now. You know, they're doing like computer graphics. But we had paper dolls, and you could put different outfits on, or different heads on different dolls, you know, and different body parts of different animals, and it was really fun. You mix it up, and that's kind of what this is. You just if you want to put an aardvark head on a elephant, as far as an analogy for carol, you can do that, and you can change keys. If you have pedal harp, even better. I mean, you can do what I call Barry Manilow key modulation, or the Christian rock thing, where you bring it up a key. You know, it elevates the mood, and a lot of this too depends, is what you're doing background music, or is it a program? Are you playing a concert? Or are you leading a carol session like ended up that gig for me? So next up is, this is one of my favorites, mashups, I guess you call it, where I'm doing something that people know, and then I'm putting in a carol with it, so it's classical. Does anybody know the Pachelbel canon? Yeah, and people like it at Christmas time. I don't know why it got associated with Christmas. I mean, it's not a Christmas tune, right? It's just a classical canon, and but I mixed it up with Jolly Old St. Nicholas, but I keep a straight face when I'm doing it. You know, I mean, I take it seriously. I'll just do a snippet of it now. If you have harps, you can play along. And I did publish this one as a solo and as an ensemble sheet music. If you want to check this out, we played it out recently with a harp ensemble with all different levels, and there's even like a lead. You could have the beginners play the leads, the lead sheet, the chords under it, and so everybody has something to do. The only difference is it's not just Pachelbel chords. You have to do a different turnaround on the A chord. You'll see. I'll show you where it is. So D, A, B. So that's normal Pachelbel, but then when you get to the St. Nicholas, here's the Nicholas. So that's all Pachelbel chords. Here it is. So when you get to you have to play A chord. So that's the only shift, but otherwise and then what I usually do, if depending how much time I'm trying to kill, I enjoy this, so it's not like it's a chore. It makes me like Pachelbel again. Is that a funny thing to say? Because it sounds sweet, and I like the juxtaposition, and so I might play, each time a different variation of Pachelbel, probably more than once, and I'll just show you quick examples. So I just did Nicholas, and here's Pachelbel again. and so forth. So then I play, build up to the diddly diddly do part, and then at the end I would always go back to Nicholas, because this is I'm doing it at holiday time. So here's the end of my pocket bell variation. Maybe I would do probably the real edit. That's pocket bell. So I would revert to shameless sweet music box for the ending. And so the thing is, I played this at a few concerts now, usually with harp ensembles, and like even the classical people like this one. I mean, there's nobody who says you're butchering Pachelbel's canon. They actually like it because there's something about the St. Nicholas song that's so nostalgic. So now, if you're going to do this kind of thing, you have to mean it. You can't be apologetic about it, because it's kind of kitschy, right? I mean, and even playing Pachelbel, we all kind of inwardly groan, because how many weddings have you done that at? If you've been a career harpist like me, it's like, but then this is the idea. You take anything you've been playing for 100 years or too long, and you freshen it up with this kind of thing. Are there other things that go with Pachelbel? Yeah. I mean, I'm not the first person to think of this combination, but did you see how I was kind of improvising on the jolly old St. Nicholas too? I was, copying and making it sound a little more classical like that. So really, I'm just messing these tunes up and getting away with it, because, well, two things: you keep a straight face, and two, you have to mean it. You have to like what you're doing. Is that a strange thing to say? I don't know. I find so many people come for some of the people I teach. The ones I don't teach regularly, and
I want to mention that Janet Whitman has an ensemble version of the mashing up of the canon with First Noel. I think it's
nice, yeah, that's good too. You could even do a three-way,
yeah.
three-way mashup. Why not? Yeah, and okay, so next, I'll carry on now, because this is a short workshop. I always forget. So the next part on the worksheet, if you don't have it, I'm just going to show you, is the idea of tremolos that you can do with oh, there was one more thing on the. Oh yeah, so the top there it says we already did number 2. The top tips there use well-known melodic quotations or as interludes, and in that case it was actually a medley, wasn't it? And the last thing it says, use vamps or improv to transition to next tune. So these next tremolo, whatever you call them, chord patterns, are something that can help you either for transitions, or if you want to create interludes, or you could even do them as a variation. It doesn't have to. You don't have to be playing the melody all the time either. I mean, one really good thing to do with carols, if you're playing especially background and want it to go on longer. Sorry, now I have the hiccups from gulping my tea. Oh gosh, now you're really going to suspect my red nose here. If those of you came in late, my furnace is broken, okay, and that's why I'm bundled up. So you can play the chords to the piece without the melody, and that can become your interlude all by itself. So that's a good example. Let's get out of G. So say green sleeves. So I'm going to play an A minor. So these are the simple chords. Or you can make more fancy. That's the medieval version. I won't have to change a lever. So let's say I just played it all. Here's the end of it. I was vamping on the chord, kind of. I guess I got off of it, but and then I was playing what we call a tremolo. Did you see the bottom of the page there? Let's try it, for those of you with harps. It's written in G, so let's do it in G. So I'm playing a G, D, G, 4-2-1. That's my fingering, 4-2-1. Because it's an octave. You want to use your fourth finger in the bottom. Sometimes I say to my beginner students, may I introduce you to your fourth finger? It's amazing how long people avoid their fourth finger when they start the harp, because it is a wimpy finger, but this is a really good, it has to be open to sound good. So, so I'm going, the secret of the tremolo, start from the top. And then you can speed it up. Now I'm going to move it to A. Do you have to change chord? No, you could just leave it there. Actually, if you're not going to change, if you want to create a true drone, which is used a lot in Celtic music, instead of starting on the root, start on the fifths. So I'm going to do it down here so you can hear it better. E, A, E. So instead of A, E, A, you invert it, E, A, E. Am I losing you? Is this like making your brain work? It's just nice not to have that double root. Listen to the difference. Now listen to this. Sorry, it's out of tune. It's so out of tune. Oh, I didn't show you what I was doing. I'm doubling back, so I'm going 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, because it's in 6/8 times, you have to do that. And you can also do smaller versions of them. Number 3 on the sheet is actually, you can, in Celtic music, actually dot it, number 8, you can go. Set up any kind of any kind of jig kind of vibe. I have to say the one I use probably the most, and because it's compact, if it doesn't take up as much space, it doesn't get in the way of melody, is number 4, which is from the bottom up, C, D, G. It's a suspended chord, but again, I'm start with the thumb. It sounds like this: thumb, 3, 2, thumb, and this is something. It's easier to play fast. So try, do as fast as you can. Sorry, my hand's so blurry. Well, there's all kinds of ways you can do that, but you got it? So when would I use that? Again, intros, interludes. So anyway, I'll demonstrate green sleeves one more time. This is the end of green sleeves. I'm going to create an interlude using some of this stuff. Another thing I haven't talked about yet, it might be on the next sheet. Anyway, do you see what I'm doing? I'm not housebroken. Remember what I said at the beginning? I don't like to use paper, so I'm being purposely reckless because I want to see what comes out. And that's another thing. If it's a concert, maybe not so much. Then I'm maybe more prepared. At least I know how I'm going to begin and end it, and what my interlude is going to be. Right now, if I was playing background, I would just have fun with it. That's what happened when I played that restaurant gig for the 6-night-a-week, 4 hours a night restaurant gig. I just start having fun, and it's odd that people respond to that. The most striking example of that was a bunch of noisy businessmen, like 6 guys at a table talking really loudly, and so I thought, they're not listening to me, and they were the closest table to me. So I just started playing. I had this theme I kept playing it over and over and developed it. And I wasn't playing anything. I was just making something up. And then practicing it. I mean, it was really self-indulgent. I can't believe I was doing that. But at that point, I was probably into hour 3 of my gig, and I just didn't care. And the weirdest thing, and I was really involved in it too, because I was enjoying it. And when I was done, I looked up, and one of the guys at the table was turning around, listening to me like that. He goes, "What was that song? That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard." And I was kind of stunned. I didn't see him turn around. I didn't know he was paying attention. So I made up a quick title for the piece, and I think he tipped me too. So what was that? Like, what did he respond to that? I mean, isn't that a curious thing? I wasn't playing something he recognized. I wasn't playing something I knew, but he responded to what? My energy, right? Isn't that what it is? You could tell that I was, doing something real. And so that's something to think about too. I love holiday music. Maybe you don't. If you don't, then you got to find ways to make it digestible for you. But I mean, I love all this stuff, and I love Hallmark movies, and I'm a really cynical person, but I do have this weird blind spot when it comes to this kind of thing. Like, as far as, I mean, maybe my taste is a little bit questionable, but hey, whatever gets you through the night. All right, so any questions? So,
Sorry. So Emily was asking about your tremolos. She was just commenting on the fact that your fingers are not coming fully into your palms
oh,
when
good,
you do a
yeah,
tremolo. Can you talk about that a little?
yeah, good observation. That's my secret weapon. I should have told you though. I mean, really, I stole it from Paraguayan harp players. They don't, when they're doing, they do all that. They play a lot in octaves, right? And mind you, their strings are closer together than ours a little bit, but and they use their nails. But I've studied a lot. What are they? And their hands are more guitar-like, So instead of, thumbs up, just move your thumb down, and you can do 10 times faster. It's just one simple thing. So you see the difference? So especially like one like this, you don't want to articulate this stuff. It's not supposed to be. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's kind of annoying. From here, it's really annoying. And now I'm gonna bring my thumb down and not pull in. They're just like a. It's not articulated. So it's kind of like my students, when we used to have the ensemble, we call it icicles. So it sounds like, So I'm creating an interlude. But listen to how I can ruin it. I can ruin it by playing too loud and pulling in. So this is your chance to play with bad technique. Yay.
I think it's a lot easier to do that, don't you, on a lever harp with tension. I find on a pedal harp it can get really challenging to do that. And if you have a tension harp and you're working on something,
Can't you just drop your thumb the same though?
I just find it's a lot easier. I recently
Have you ever thought of getting a lever harp?
I do have one. That's why I'm saying it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that lever harp sounds more Christmassy, or more holiday-ish because it has more bell-like in a way. So, yeah. But I hear you. I mean, I used to play pedal harp, and the Celtic harp rings longer, so it's both a challenge and a blessing because you can't play like when I first learned. My first piece I ever learned on harp, I was pedal harpist. There was one at my high school, pedal harp. I learned Greenslaves, and it was a very complex, not complex, but a full chord. It was like, because it was got strings, and it was like play these big chords. I probably even had did the sharp too. But now that I play Celtic harp specifically, exclusively, I mean. When I play Greensleeves now for audiences, I start out really simple, even with weird chords. We're going to talk about substitute harmonies next. do it that open, because it rings, so it sounds nice. If you did that on a pedal harp, it might sound a little bit dull, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's a good excuse if you don't want to do those tremolos. I think there is an argument for playing more open chords even on pedal harp as far as the carols. There is a chance for more overtones to ring. Okay, so at the bottom of that page it says intros can be repeated as interludes and endings with harmonic variation. So that's the trick. The secret of Celtic music is repetition, and you keep doing it, and it keeps your interest. It's not like you can't be apologetic about it, you can't shy off from. So there's a lot of motifs that repeat in Celtic music and carols as well. So that's why they're a good match. So now I'm going to talk give you a few chord patterns. I've realized it's not that much time. I'm going to start talking faster. So vamps. So right then you saw me creating interludes, but sometimes you want to be more specific and actually play, an actual pattern, or you want to play a specific chord progression as well. The first thing I was showing you was play the chords of the piece, and that's a real easy, quick fix. A lot of you take in my class where I teach the heartbeat rhythm, but I find it's really useful for vamps. So that's what's on the top of page 2, playing a CGC and repeating the thumb. I know this might be a lot of people who have never been to my classes, so repeating the thumb, but not louder. It has to be softer. Anytime you play a chord, especially on the Celtic harp, you want the bass to be the star. It's like the cello. So try it, everybody. I'm going to move down. Then you can add the fourth beat like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Changing chords at all, and it sounds kind of beautiful, doesn't it? It's like it really sets up the melody. This is part of the simplicity thing. You don't need to do the chord changes right away, especially when they're familiar tunes. The audience gets it, they know where you're going with it. And then when you start adding the harmony, I might wait all the way to the end of that piece, and maybe here. My theme. Then you could expand it, play a triad. Oh, you can't see my thumb. Now I'm reaching up. Or a ninth. I don't think it's on here. One thing I like to do, it's not on this sheet. I like to do what we call a WC pattern and playing a CGC. I'm doing it with my right hand so you can see CGC. Then across under, play the thumb and then go back down. So it's like a pivot like this. Try that. So if you got harps, so go C, G, C, C. Yeah, it was inspired by that the WC piano piece, the Sunken Cathedral piece. Change the thumb around if you want, if you get bored with just the drone. These other patterns on here are pretty simple. They're just basic pivots, but they're things that you can use as interludes, as vamps, as even, during the melody and that kind of thing. And then this is what I use a lot. They're basic, but I've included here because some of you are going, well, I never learned how to do this. If it's not written down, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So these are things you can add to add to whatever melody you want. What I call just instant arranging, just add water. So number 3, third line down, I like this one, it has the 9th in it. And then you can go reach to 11th. Yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate Silent Night at the end. How much time do we have?
How
Not
much
much.
time do you need? I don't think anybody's going anywhere.
Okay.
You can
Okay,
wrap
well, no, I just don't want to talk too much about one thing. So I want to talk about, I want to mention substitute harmonies, because it's something, again, instant way to energize a piece. Don't do the chord that's expected, and then you save the real chord for a reward, so to speak. I do it also with in different modes, not just, the typical thing is if it's in a major key, play the minor, relative minor. Do you all know what that means? So, so if it's a C, you go down to A minor, or if it's A minor, come up to C. So up a third, or down a minor third from the piece, then you can start in that key, and it creates a little edge. But the other fun thing to do is choose a mode instead of having it just be major minor. Choose a mode, and one I do that with is what's it called? See Amid the Winter Snow. Do you know that one? So it goes like this. Have you heard it? And then it goes up. So it's a real churchy piece, it kind of sounds like a hymn. So I play it in Lydian mode. Is that anybody? Anybody? And one thing I probably should have said up front is when you're doing from F to F, if you're doing odd things, you want to set it up. You don't want to just start out playing in Lydian mode and people go, because it'll sound discordant. Sounds kind of like, what's she doing? Is playing, carols or no? So I start out with a Mixolydian intro. I'm just going to swirl around on the... Keep in mind the title is See Amid the Winter Snow, so this is snow. You can do anything you want. Here comes the song. Sorry. Now I could go to the standard key, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go stay in there. I'm not going to let that beautiful interlude go to waste. I want to do it again. And then I might start working my way to the real key. It's still not correct. And I'm going to play a C chord, but not the bass. Should I play a C? No. on the mixolydian mode because I'm just twisted that way. But you could have gone. Yeah, the words are Christ is born in Bethlehem. That's the last stanza. So it's up to you. You know, it really depends on what are you playing it for. I mean, that would be a good thing for communion or something, you know, something where it's contemplative, where you're not. Let's just say I didn't play that at the retirement home, you know, it's a little too obscure. But doing the mixolydian mode. But do you see what I'm talking about? You have to own it. You can't just say, oh, sorry, that's a really strange thing I'm doing. Instead you go, isn't this a beautiful thing I'm doing? And you have to enjoy it. And in my head, I like to create images, you know, that if it's snow or if it's icicles or if it's wind or if it's, you know, whatever's in your head, it helps you come up with things instead of just playing the notes. A couple other examples of substitute harmonies. Before
I just wanted to mention that Heidi mentioned that that piece is in the folk harp journal this month, right? Is that right?
Oh, nice. Okay.
And also,
Yeah.
you play your last piece, which I think is going to be Silent Night.
Yeah.
We have a request to see more of your left hand. So
Mm.
move your camera.
Oh, you know what's the problem is I'm seeing all your little faces are on my. I can't see that. You can't see me. I guess I get rid of your little faces. Sorry. Oh, I can stick it to the bottom, can't I? How do you do that?
Just move it a tiny bit there.
The view of the people is okay. I'll move them over. Okay, I moved it. I didn't know I could do that. It's been a while, you know. I haven't done Zoom stuff in a while. So at the bottom there, you see when in doubt, glissando out. A lot of people play glissandos, but the thing that's really fun with carols and well anything really is to do double what we call the bunny ear glissandos. So you're running up double and even better triple. But my personal favorite is the lop-eared bunny. So we got the bunny, the three-eared bunny, but then the three-eared bunny becomes a lop-eared bunny because you can't hold it straight. But then you turn your hand this way and you can get these cool interludes. It's almost like you're playing either octaves if you want, if you can stretch that far. This might be hard on pedal harp, but you can do different. I purposely look for distance a little bit. And you can practice it slow and run it up. So I'm going to end Silent Night with one of those just to show you what I mean. And also want to give a quick plug for a couple of years ago I was invited to present at the Atlanta Harp Center Harp Festival, and it was also in Decatur, and it was super fun. And if you have never been one of the beginning and the middles, that they used to have a similar format, which I think is a great idea. They repeat the presenters repeat the same class the next day, so you don't have to miss anything. You know, there's also so much conflict when there's so much to choose from, and you feel like you're gonna miss something. Or if you don't want to go to a particular class, you can go to the same one twice, or you know. So it's kind of a nice format, and plus it was just a really beautiful town. I spent way too much money at the restaurants and stuff, but it was nice. It was very fun, and I highly recommended it, even though they didn't invite me this year. But it was St. Patrick's Day the time I went. That's what was really super fun. Yeah.
We're at the last one, Kim. That's the only reason.
I know. You don't have them every year, do you? Well, you told me it was going to be in Paris, but oh well. I'm waiting for the Paris one.
I just also want to remind people that there's a PDF for reference. This is so much information. I mean, Kim just always boggles my mind. And that last piece you played was so beautiful. I personally love the idea. I have never thought of this. I've gathered a little box of tools over the years, but of keeping the same chord. I just thought that was lovely, like not changing your chord. I don't know if anybody else felt that when you played that. And what did you say in making the chord a present? I think if anything else, after I hear anything Kim does, I try to be more brave and try new things because I am paper trained. I am not housebroken, unfortunately. It's supposed to be the other way around, I guess, when it comes to the canines. But so just be brave.
I pee outside the box. That's what it is.
And Kim is going to end with a rendition of Silent Night. But before she does, I just want to say congratulations to our trivia winner, Darhan. I'm never sure how to pronounce your name, but she correctly guessed that the interlude that is in A Christmas Story is from the Britain. It's just a few measures. And if you haven't seen that movie, you have to watch it. It's just a classic. And just when the magic of the Christmas scene shows, you hear just a little bit of the Brit, and it always makes me smile. But I also want to recognize Darhan, because she has two lovely Christmas collections out, Christmas classics, and they're unique too. They're some of the ones that you know, but you're not sure what they are. And although Atlanta doesn't have them, the New Jersey store and the Virginia Harp Center has them on their website. So you might want to check them out. Yeah, they're wonderful. I love them. And a couple other things before we have to let Kim go, but I am currently in Fernandina Beach, Florida, and Rhett Barnwell is playing here this weekend at Story and Song. So if anybody is in this area, please, it's just a wonderful venue, lovely people, and Rhett's program will just fit in beautifully. Once again, that's Story and Song down here in Fernandina Beach. We're actually right north of Jacksonville. Sorry, I'm also cramming a lot of things in here because I want to mention the holiday hang for next month. Kim has already agreed to be part of it, but for those of you that have never been, it's a lot of fun. We get as many performers from the year that have done our Hanging with the Harp sessions, and they do little solo sections, and then we do a little piece together at the end, and that will be the third Sunday. Is that a heart you're making, just Dennis? That you heart? Oh no, I thought you were being like, oh, I love the. Oh no, I was reading into that. I love the holiday hang. That will be okay on December 16th, Tuesday, December 16th, and we look forward to having you all back then. Katie and Christina, have I missed anything? It's usually Robin that has the memory. She remembers everything.
Think you got it all.
Okay, great. So I
I did just add into the chat some music by Kim Robertson for the holidays, as well as some Christmas collections, the Christmas Lullaby that we have available in PDF and hard copy from Atlanta Harp Center, and a couple of pieces that are available from Melodies.
Yeah, well, of course, Kim has some amazing collections out too. They're just beautiful. I love them. Some of them are too hard for me, but for Christmas, I should start them in January. And I neglected to mention, I know how much I know what a fan most of us, all of us are of Kim Robertson. She does do private Zoom sessions. So if you wanted to take this a step further, or there's something she talked about, you want to absorb a little more, you can contact her directly. Through your website, Kim, or through your what's the best way for them to contact you? We'll put that in the chat while you're playing silent.
Yeah, website's great.
Website. Yeah. Okay, we'll put your website up. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Kim, for yet another, wonderful session. Just always enjoy not only hearing what you have to say, but hearing what you have to play. It's just beautiful.
Hey, MJ, my arrangements are too hard for me too. That's why I don't use the music. That Seam Amid the Winter Snow arrangement is in one of the book that Katie just mentioned, the Christmas Lullaby Volume 2. You can get that arrangement. I don't know if I put all the swirly bits in it, but anyway. If you must read music, I do have several Christmas books out there. So this is a Silent Night with Substitute Harmonies. And just for quick reference, a lot of people say, well, I don't know what to do in my left hand to do this kind of thing. Remember the old the Heart and Soul? I'm going to do the minor key version of that. Just the minor key version of the Heart and Soul. That's my chord concept here. So just two quick verses of Silent Night. Thanks, everybody. See you in December.